Notice how everyone seems to be going green these days? TLC Nursery and Greenhouses have been going green for almost 3 decades. They know that planting their gorgeous flowers, trees, and shrubs will improve the air quality and can also reduce cooling costs with a well-placed shade tree. Gardening can improve the value of your property by 20%, and it improves your health by lowering blood pressure and increasing muscle tone. So go green with TLC and make your world a bit more beautiful.
Hi, I'm Ken. Today's tip we're going to talk about vegetables. As we get into the recession and other fears about vegetables, more people are growing vegetables and that kind of thing. One thing that you really need to remember is a lot of these need cages and stuff, something to support them. You've got the traditional tomato cage. That's the 3-wire, goes down in the pot, it grows up. Then you have one that's got a little more support on it. It's a little more heavy duty. I like this one because it's collapsible. And you just take it apart, folds down, you can store it all winter. It's really good. This one is a triangular shaped. This one opens out, makes a triangle, gives it a little different. Beans will grow up on it. You can use it not just for tomatoes, peppers, that kind of thing. And then we've got a really new cool one. This one you put down into a pot, it springs up, you mount it on a pole, and again, it's collapsible. Nice and easy. There's peony cages, there's stakes, there's poles. There's all kinds of things that you can do. You just got to remember to support them so you get lots of fruit. I'm Ken, and that's my tip for the day.
I'd love to have several acres, whole team of gardeners, and have all kinds of space. But that's just not my reality, April. And I know it probably isn't for you either. So I asked April Enos here to talk about small space gardening. In particular, you have a really small space, maybe even just an apartment deck,
right,
but you want to grow vegetables. How do you do it?
Well, and it's not just vegetables. You can grow all sorts of things, even on a deck of apartment. First thing you need to do is you need to get a good container. I don't recommend growing a tomato or anything in an 8-inch container. They're just too small. These are about as small as I would personally recommend. And you need to make sure that your container has good drainage. And you don't want to leave it sitting in a saucer where the water will gather in it. You want to make sure it can drain away. Because you have to keep your plants really well watered. But that being said, you can do wonderful things like this right here. This is a mini salsa garden. It has a small tomato, it has jalapeno peppers, it has cilantro, and it has some little bunching onions going here. Everything that you need to make salsa. So if there's one specific thing you really like and would like to have fresh, you can do a little pot garden.
And fresh tomatoes, there's just nothing better.
No, there isn't. But then you can also, even on an apartment deck, if you have a lot of sun, you can do a patio tree. This is an espaliered apple. It's going, you keep it trimmed, it's going to continue to grow out like this. You can keep it trimmed up so it doesn't get too large. Anything that grows out the top, you trim. But the neat thing about this one is this has been grafted. This arm right here is Jonna Gold. This arm right here is Red Macintosh.
That's just great.
Over here, you have a semi-dwarf Gravenset, and this is a Brubion, and this arm, I'm sorry, is a Fuji. I mean,
and it's beautiful to look at.
Each arm is a different flavor. And then, say you like berries. I love berries.
Me too.
You can actually grow blackberries wonderfully in a pot. Just put a trellis in the pot, train the blackberries to go up, trim it just like you normally would. Say you have a small patio house, a condo, and you have one of those really small, thin.
A lot of people do small, long, kind of shotgun type thing.
Beds that the contractor put in, and you're like, oh my God, what do I do with it? Turn it into a vegetable garden. Take a few of these little espaliers, put trellises, espalier trellises, and put them along the back of your thin bed, and you can train your tomatoes to go up it. You can train cucumbers to go up it. You can train different smaller squash like the crooknecks to grow up it, and then in front you can put some peppers and some strawberries, and have a whole thing going on in a very small, 18-inch by 10-foot space.
And you've got a strawberry pot over there too. That's a
great
idea.
Strawberry pots. Our strawberry pots put strawberries in it. You can also use herbs in your strawberry pots to have a miniature herb garden. Okay.
And the nice thing about herbs, they like to be harvested, because the more you harvest, the better.
The bigger they get, the better they
You just keep getting more the more you use it.
Yeah,
So.
and so you can just keep a whole herb bed in a small pot. Showing the vegetable food. If you are growing vegetables in a pot, you're going to have to feed them more often because the water is going to wash through. Now, continuing on the line with the big fruits, blueberries do really. They never get more than 3 foot by 3 foot, so they do really well in a large pot. And blueberries are very tasty. This guy right here, this is a columnar apple. You know, you can see the flowers that are just finishing up. This guy will get about 6 to 8 feet, but it's never going to get more than 3 feet around.
You could even underplant it with some foliar.
Yes.
You know, some foliage would be pretty.
And it'd be very pretty, plus you have the apples. See this pretty little guy?
That is
Is
gorgeous.
a dwarf peach. This is the El Dorado peach. It's tallest, so it'll get about 6 foot tall. You can keep it trimmed in, produce wonderful fruit for you.
That's great.
Up here, nice little sack. You can plant strawberries in it, or you can plant herbs in it, and it's going to fill out, and then you're going to have the fruit on it. These are one of the upside down tomato planters. They actually work. You know, if you're top floor balcony in an apartment, hang a tomato. You can see this right here. You can even see how the tomato's starting to curve upward out of it. So it's just going to grow around here and be very, very happy. Or you can do one of the tumbler tomatoes. They're very tasty. You must try this, Jen.
Oh, well, just twist my arm.
Yeah, I mean, it's so horrible to trade me that one. That one's better.
All right.
I'll have to get rid of this one since we picked it, though.
Yeah. So how do these things work? Is there actually soil in there?
There's actually soil in there. They have special little sponges that are cut so that you can put it around your tomato to keep it safe and to keep the soil in, and it'll allow the tomato to expand in its growth. And then you just water up here, soil's all in through here. Very good. Aren't these wonderful?
That was pretty awesome.
Very, very good.
I think that plant may be going home with me.
Just to show what happens to a tomato in a pot. You can grow a big tomato. Look at all the fruit this one's going to set with all these wonderful flowers.
So there's really
That's
no
a regular
reason
early girl.
to not have a vegetable garden, even as what I'd call a city dweller, but even in a smaller space.
Last thing, this is a cucumber, called potluck, specially designed to grow in a hanging basket. You can eat, get the tumblers, get the cucumbers. You have tomato and cucumber salad, even if you have a very small apartment window that you're hanging it out of.
Well, April Enos, thank you for giving us some great ideas, because it's just a matter of creativity and putting it together in the right way. And believe me, there's nobody that does that better than the folks here at TLC. They've got decades and decades of experience and can really help you with your particular need.